Like any air-cooled Volkswagen, the Karmann Ghia enjoys fantastic aftermarket support. Anything you need to fix, restore or repair on one of these cars, you can definitely get the parts for it. And that extends to customising it as well. Air-cooled VWs have long been popular with modifiers, and these are no exception. You can change anything about these cars cosmetically or mechanically. So here's the Classics World quick guide to modifying a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. But first, our friends at Lancaster Insurance are running monthly giveaways. You can win all sorts, from experience days to tools, restaurant vouchers and tech. So click the link below at the end of the video to enter their latest competition. Cosmetics are one of the best ways to modify any Volkswagen, and the proof in the pudding is that our own Volkswagen show is packed to the rafters every year with a selection of gorgeous VW show cars. As far as the Karmann Ghia goes, pretty much anything goes. Starting at the front with the bumpers, you can go for just the simple chrome bumpers, you can do overriders like on this car, or you could go for the de-bumpered look. As far as the colour, there are dozens and dozens of Volkswagen colours from this era that you can respray your Karmann Ghia, or you could go for something brand new from modern Volkswagen, or something totally custom for a proper hot rod look. There's plenty to choose from. Wheels. This particular car has got a set of 914 replica wheels on it. They're a great option. There's a massive aftermarket scene. You could get some American hot rod style wheels aftermarket. You could put genuine Porsche wheels on it. Particular highlights include ones like the teledial wheels from the 928 or the cookie cutter ones from the 944, and from there the world really is your oyster. You could take some standard VW steel wheels and have them banded so they're deeper, get some nice chrome hubcaps on them, all kinds of options for your wheels. And then there's the ride height of the car. You'll notice this one is slightly lowered, and it is very, very popular to slam air-cooled Volkswagens if you're turning it into a show car. Some more modern shock absorbers will transform the way the car rides and handles as well as the way it looks. You can go for a modest drop as low as 20 or 30 mil, or as massive as 2.5 or 3 inches, depending on how slammed you want to go. Another nice simple touch if you want to build a mean-looking hot rod type car would be tinting your windows. Nice and cheap, and it really does transform the look of your car and make it a bit cooler in the summer as well. And you could even go for some sort of vinyl graphics. Again, American hot rod style flames or some sort of pinstriping, or even a racing number. Nice little touch. There are plenty of ways to modify the look of a Karmann Ghia, and with these gorgeous lines, we go so far as to say there's not many ways to ruin it. You've got a good base, so just improve it. Modestly or enormously, whatever you do, it's gonna look great. The interior of the Karmann Ghia borrows most of its parts from the Beetle, and that's no bad thing, because in good nick it can still look lovely, but there are plenty of ways you can modify it and customise it. The seats, for example, they're nice and comfortable, they look the part, but they're not that supportive, and particularly if you're on the larger side, you might find they're a bit small for you. Plenty of options here. You can get some aftermarket bucket seats for more of a sporty race car feel, and again, a very popular option with a lot of air-cooled VWs is to put Porsche seats in them. You can get some nice sporty seats from a 944, for example. They won't bolt straight in, you will have to do a little bit of modification, and of course you need to modify the wiring for the electrical movement, but it can be done and it does modernise the interior nicely. Likewise, the electrics. You can put an alternator in the car, which means you can support things like a more modern stereo, more powerful headlights. Great modification for pretty much any classic is LED bulbs, because they're brighter and they're a lot more efficient. They won't put nearly the strain on your electrical system. A modern radio is a great choice. You can get classic looking ones like this that still are fitting with your interior, but you can connect a phone to it, you can take calls, that kind of thing. DAB. Steering wheel can make or break your interior. This one's aftermarket and looks lovely. The interior is all about little and often improvements. We'd recommend that you keep your exterior colour because it really does flow nicely, but you can buy things like new carpet kits to change the colour, you can get seat re-trimming kits, you can transform the look of one of these cars, and often remarkably cost effectively. Not to mention, of course, if you've got a convertible Karmann Ghia, you can get a soft top made in a whole new colour, which really does brighten it up. So as far as inside goes, you can do as much or as little as you want, and often massively improve the way it looks and feels. Like most air-cooled Volkswagens, the Karmann Ghia is not a powerhouse of a machine. You can get it with anything from a 1200 right up to a 1600cc engine throughout its life, and none of them are fast. But if you have got an earlier car with a 12 or 1300, and upgrade to a later 1600 is very easy and will give your car a nice little bump in performance. But if you're looking to go that little bit faster, there are plenty of options in the VW scene. You can look at modifying your standard air-cooled engine. You can put twin carbs on it, stainless exhaust. You can even bore it out to as much as 2.2 or 2.3 litres litres if you really want to go big on it, and that will give you a modern bumping performance. But fully building the air-cooled VW engine isn't necessarily the most cost-effective solution. There are other options on the aftermarket for you. If you really want to spend big, but you really want to go fast, you could put a Porsche flat 6 in here. An air-cooled engine out of a 911 will go in one of these cars. People have done it with buses and Karmann Ghias over the years, and that gives you immense performance and that lovely Porsche soundtrack. But again, you're going to be into tens of thousands to do that. Another option that's come up in more recent years is a different boxer engine. From a Subaru, in fact, because you can put a 2-litre Subaru Impreza engine back here, or a 2.5. Now, the easiest, cheapest solution is the 2-litre naturally aspirated unit, but if you really want to go fast, you can put the turbocharged WRX or even STI engines and the later 2.5s. They all fit, and it's such a commonly done thing now, there's so much space for it, you could even buy adapter kits so it goes on your VW gearbox. And what's more, you do it without any modification to the bodywork, you can get mounts to do it, and it's all totally reversible. So if one day you want it back to stock, you can. Elsewhere for the mechanicals, you could look at the brakes. A disc brake conversion means the car will pull up a lot more securely, a lot more reassuringly if you're going to be driving that much faster. And of course, tyre technology has come a long way since the 60s when the Karmann Ghia was kicking around. You could put some modern tyres from any number of manufacturers on there, and that alone, the extra grip, the extra width, will make it more enjoyable to drive. So everything from a few £100 on some air filters and some tyres, right up to a 30 grand Subaru WRX engine conversion. Any performance upgrades you want to do to the Karmann Ghia are doable. And if you're thinking about it, there's a good chance that someone before you already has. So do your research. So there's all the ways you can modify, customise and improve a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia, whether it's cosmetically, mechanically or in the interior. The great thing is with these cars, there is so much support out there in terms of parts, knowledge and specialists that whatever you're trying to do, someone else has done it before you and can help you out with it. What's more, it means that whatever vision you've got for a Karmann Ghia, you can execute it, often to spectacular effect provided you've got the budget. So there you have it. Take these gorgeous lines and run riot with them. This video is proudly sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Give them a call on 01480 400 889 for an insurance quote on your classic car. And don't forget to click the link below to enter their latest competition.